Two apex predators circle each other in murky swamp water, their ancient eyes locked in primal recognition. One is the largest living reptile on Earth, armed with the most powerful bite force ever measured. The other is a battle-hardened survivor that ruled American swamps for millions of years unchanged. Both descended from dinosaurs, perfected by evolution into living weapons covered in armor and armed with teeth. This isn't just a hypothetical matchup. It's a question that reveals fundamental truths about survival, adaptation, and predatory excellence. When a saltwater crocodile meets an American alligator, which prehistoric titan prevails? Science, anatomy, and behavioral analysis provide surprising answers. This is the ultimate swamp showdown, a clash of titans separated by continents but united by evolutionary perfection. The Saltwater Giant. In the murky estuaries of northern Australia and Southeast Asia, a prehistoric monster lurks beneath the surface. The saltwater crocodile, nicknamed Salty by locals who know better than to approach, represents the pinnacle of crocodilian evolution. These massive reptiles are the largest living reptiles on Earth, dwarfing every other species in their order. Adult males routinely reach 20 to 23 feet in length, stretching nearly as long as a full-size pickup truck. But length alone doesn't capture the saltwater crocodile's true magnitude and devastating power in combat situations. These animals are incredibly massive, with males weighing over 1 ton, exceeding 1,000 kilograms of muscle, bone, and armor. Their bodies are built like biological tanks, designed to overpower anything unfortunate enough to enter their territory. Every aspect of their anatomy serves a single purpose: dominating their environment through overwhelming force and patience. The saltwater crocodile's most fearsome weapon is its bite, measured at approximately 3,700 psi by scientists. This represents the strongest bite force of any animal currently alive on Earth today. To put this in perspective, that's enough pressure to snap large bones instantly or crush metal. Over 60 massive conical teeth line their powerful jaws, each one designed to pierce and hold rather than chew. Once those jaws close, escape becomes virtually impossible for prey or opponents alike. These teeth interlock when the mouth closes, creating a biological vice grip that tightens with every struggle. The crocodile doesn't need to chew. It simply holds and waits while its victim weakens. When dealing with particularly large or dangerous prey, the crocodile employs its signature technique. The death roll, a violent spinning maneuver, tears flesh and breaks bones through sheer rotational force. This technique has killed water buffalo, wild boar, deer, sharks, and even other crocodiles throughout history. Saltwater crocodiles patrol a vast range across Southeast Asia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and northern Australia. They inhabit rivers, estuaries, coastal waters, and occasionally venture into open ocean between islands. Their tolerance for salt water gives them access to territories and prey unavailable to most other crocodilians. They are supreme ambush predators, sometimes waiting motionless for hours with only eyes and nostrils visible above water. When prey approaches the water's edge or rivals enter their territory, the attack comes with explosive suddenness. Powerful tail muscles propel their massive bulk forward at shocking speed for such large animals. The impact alone can stun prey before the jaws even close, giving victims virtually no chance. In water, saltwater crocodiles can reach speeds up to 18 miles per hour in short bursts, faster than most humans can swim even when panicked and desperate. Defensively, saltwater crocodiles possess natural armor that would make medieval knights jealous of its effectiveness. Their skin contains thick bony plates called osteoderms embedded beneath tough, leathery hide covering their backs. These plates deflect bites, claws, and even bullets in some documented cases of human conflict. Very few animals dare attack adult saltwater crocodiles. Their only real threats are other large crocodiles and occasionally humans with modern weapons. The crocodile's main vulnerability exists in its soft underbelly, which lacks the heavy osteoderms protecting its back. However, flipping a 1-ton reptile onto its back requires strength few animals possess naturally. On land, crocodiles can sprint surprisingly fast for short distances, up to 11 miles per hour, but they tire quickly. Their massive bulk, perfectly adapted for aquatic dominance, becomes a liability during prolonged terrestrial movement away from water. The American survivor. Across the Pacific and the swamps and rivers of the southeastern United States, another apex predator reigns. The American alligator has survived virtually unchanged for millions of years, outlasting dinosaurs and countless other species. These reptiles may be smaller than saltwater crocodiles, but they're no less fearsome in their domain. Large males grow 13 to 15 feet long and weigh between 500 and 1,000 pounds of pure muscle. American alligators can be distinguished from crocodiles by several key anatomical features immediately visible to observers. Their snouts are broader and more rounded, forming a distinctive U-shape compared to crocodiles' V-shaped profiles. When an alligator closes its mouth, most teeth disappear from view, hidden by the upper jaw. Crocodiles, in contrast, display interlocking teeth even with mouths closed, creating a more menacing appearance. Despite their somewhat less aggressive appearance, alligators possess formidable offensive capabilities and proven fighting skills. Their bite force reaches approximately 2,000 psi, powerful enough to crack turtle shells and crush bone. Roughly 74 teeth line their jaws, shorter and sturdier than crocodile teeth, but equally effective. These teeth constantly replace themselves throughout the alligator's lifetime, ensuring they remain sharp and functional for decades. Alligators are classic ambush predators, using tactics refined over millions of years of evolutionary success. They lie motionless at water's edge, resembling logs or debris until prey ventures dangerously close. The attack comes with shocking speed. The alligator lunges forward, jaws snapping shut in less than a second. Fish, birds, turtles, deer, wild boar, and occasionally large mammals all fall victim to this technique. Like their crocodilian cousins, alligators employ drowning and death rolls to subdue particularly dangerous or large prey. Once grabbed, prey is dragged underwater where the alligator's superior adaptation gives it every advantage. The death roll tears flesh and breaks resistance, weakening prey through trauma and oxygen deprivation. Even animals much larger than the alligator eventually succumb to this relentless assault on multiple fronts. On land, alligators demonstrate surprising speed and agility that contradicts their bulky, prehistoric appearance completely. They can sprint up to 30 miles per hour in short bursts when threatened or pursuing prey. This speed advantage over crocodiles makes them more effective terrestrial hunters and better able to escape danger. In water, they reach speeds around 20 miles per hour, propelled by powerful tail muscles that also serve as devastating weapons during combat with rivals. Alligator armor consists of thick bony scales along their backs, providing substantial protection during territorial battles. These scales aren't quite as robust as crocodile osteoderms, but they still deflect most attacks effectively. Male alligators regularly engage in brutal fights over territory and breeding rights, often sustaining severe injuries. Their remarkable healing abilities allow them to recover from wounds that would kill most animals permanently. When threatened or establishing dominance, alligators produce distinctive vocalizations that echo across swamps for miles. Deep bellows rumble from their chests, creating vibrations visible on the water's surface around them. Hisses and jaw snaps provide additional intimidation when rivals approach too closely or refuse to yield. While generally less aggressive toward humans than crocodiles, alligators show absolutely no fear when confronting other predators encroaching on their territory or threatening their young. Weapons of war. Comparing these two prehistoric warriors requires examining their arsenal feature by feature in clinical detail. Both animals evolved as ambush predators, but their specific adaptations reflect different environments and prey bases. The saltwater crocodile's jaw strength of 3,700 psi represents the single most devastating bite force known to science. This crushing power allows it to kill prey as large as water buffalo with a single, well-placed bite to the skull or spine. The alligator's 2,000 psi bite, while substantially weaker, still ranks among the most powerful on Earth today. This force easily cracks turtle shells, crushes bones, and holds struggling prey underwater until drowning occurs. The key difference lies in application. Crocodiles evolved to tackle larger, more dangerous prey in open waters. Alligators specialize for swamp environments with abundant, but generally smaller prey species available year-round consistently. Tooth structure reveals additional distinctions between these apex predators that affect combat effectiveness and hunting strategy. Crocodile teeth are longer and more conical, designed to pierce deeply and hold struggling prey. They interlock when the mouth closes, creating an almost escape-proof trap for anything caught between them. Alligator teeth are shorter and sturdier, built more for crushing than piercing in their primary function. This design proves ideal for their preferred prey: turtles, smaller mammals, and fish that require different handling. Both species possess thick, armored skin that functions as biological chainmail during combat encounters. Crocodile osteoderms are typically thicker and more extensive, covering more of the body surface area. This provides superior protection, but adds weight that reduces agility and increases energy requirements for movement. Alligator armor, while slightly less robust, still deflects most attacks while allowing greater flexibility and speed. The tail represents another crucial weapon in both species' arsenals, used for propulsion and as a club. Crocodile tails tend to be heavier and more muscular relative to body size, delivering devastating blows. An adult crocodile's tail swipe can break human bones or stun large prey before the jaws engage. Alligator tails, while powerful, prioritize speed and maneuverability over raw impact force in most situations. Speed characteristics differ markedly between the two species depending on terrain and engagement distance from water. On land, alligators clearly hold the advantage with their ability to sprint 30 miles per hour versus crocodiles' 11 miles per hour. This speed difference could prove decisive in terrestrial encounters, allowing alligators to dodge, reposition, or land quick strikes before retreating to safety if needed. In water, the dynamics shift dramatically in favor of a larger, more powerful crocodile completely. While both are strong swimmers, the crocodile's greater mass and muscular tail provide superior propulsion and stability. In underwater combat, weight and strength matter more than agility, favoring the heavier fighter consistently. The crocodile can stay submerged longer, maneuver more effectively, and deliver more powerful attacks in its natural element. Battle scenarios. Imagine the confrontation beginning on a sandy riverbank where territories overlap during drought conditions that force contact. The alligator, weighing perhaps 800 pounds, faces a massive 1,200-pound saltwater crocodile encroaching on its territory. On land, the alligator possesses significant tactical advantages that could determine the engagement's outcome quickly. Its superior speed allows it to circle, dodge lunges, and potentially land quick bites on the crocodile's vulnerable legs or tail. The crocodile's greater size and strength become liabilities on land where maneuverability matters more than mass. It tires more quickly, breathing heavily after just minutes of exertion on terrestrial terrain. The alligator could employ hit-and-run tactics, darting into bite before retreating beyond the crocodile's reach. If the alligator manages to grab the crocodile's tail or hind leg, it might drag its larger opponent off balance, creating openings for more devastating attacks on vulnerable areas. However, if the crocodile successfully closes distance and establishes a solid grip, the battle's momentum shifts instantly. A bite to the alligator's neck, leg or head would immobilize it despite the alligator's speed advantage. The crocodile's crushing jaws and death roll could end the fight within seconds once full contact occurs. The alligator's best strategy on land involves avoiding direct confrontation, using terrain and mobility to wear down its larger, slower opponent gradually until exhaustion provides opportunities. Now consider the same confrontation taking place entirely in water where both animals are truly at home. The setting shifts to a deep river channel where neither can simply flee to land. Here, the saltwater crocodile's advantages become overwhelming and nearly insurmountable for the smaller alligator to overcome. The crocodile's greater mass provides stability against currents and better control during underwater wrestling matches that characterize aquatic combat between large reptiles. The crocodile can stay submerged longer, possessing greater lung capacity and slower metabolism in extended holds. It maneuvers more effectively underwater, using its powerful tail for rapid direction changes and acceleration. When the crocodile strikes, it does so with the full force of 3,700 psi behind jaws that can hold the alligator indefinitely once clamped shut on a limb or the body core. An underwater death roll initiated by the crocodile would be catastrophic for the alligator in most scenarios. The spinning motion combined with the crushing bite and weight differential makes escape extremely difficult, if not impossible. The alligator, while a capable swimmer, simply lacks the mass and raw power to counter such an assault effectively. Its best hope involves landing a lucky bite to the crocodile's eyes or soft throat before the crocodile establishes dominance through superior positioning and strength application. The final verdict. When all factors are weighed, size, strength, bite force, aggression, endurance, and environmental advantages, the saltwater crocodile emerges as the overwhelming favorite in most realistic scenarios imagined. In direct confrontation, the crocodile would likely prevail 9 times out of 10 encounters, perhaps even more. Its sheer power, devastating bite, and aggressive temperament create a nearly unbeatable combination against alligators specifically. The size differential alone provides a massive advantage that's difficult for the alligator to overcome through skill. A 1,200-pound crocodile simply possesses more muscle, bone, and mass than an 800-pound alligator can match. In animal combat, size matters tremendously. The larger fighter usually wins when skill levels are relatively equal. These are both highly evolved apex predators, so skill differences are minimal at best between them. The bite force gap of nearly 2,000 psi between species represents another insurmountable obstacle for alligators in most fights. That difference means the crocodile can inflict far more damage with each successful bite, while simultaneously withstanding the alligator's attacks more effectively. In a war of attrition, the crocodile wins by dealing more damage per engagement while absorbing less relative harm to its greater mass. However, the alligator should never be underestimated or dismissed as incapable of victory under any circumstances. In specific scenarios, particularly on dry land or in shallow water favoring agility, a fast, aggressive alligator could exploit openings in the crocodile's defense successfully. A well-placed bite to the eyes, throat, or legs might incapacitate even a larger crocodile if delivered with perfect timing and maintained through the crocodile's counterattacks. Alligators also possess remarkable tenacity and pain tolerance earned through millions of years of territorial combat. They routinely survive injuries that would kill most animals, fighting on despite broken bones and severe lacerations. This toughness might allow an alligator to endure long enough to find a decisive opening, turning a seemingly lost battle into an improbable victory through sheer determination and survival instinct. Both animals represent evolutionary perfection, apex predators shaped by millions of years of natural selection into living weapons. In their respective domains, each reigns supreme and unchallenged by other predators. The saltwater crocodile's size and power make it the heavyweight champion, but the alligator's speed and tenacity command respect. Nature rarely forces such confrontations. Both usually avoid unnecessary conflict. But if fate demanded a showdown, science favors the crocodile overwhelmingly.